Ever since I was little, I just always loved doing multiple things, playing multiple positions, multiple sports. And I think I kind of just transitioned into, as I got older, I think just the love for baseball and wanting to be a baseball player. Because when we were younger, nobody ever said anything about it. It's, oh, he pitched yesterday, he'll hit today. When we were in Little League, it was not a big deal, and then now as you get older, it becomes a bigger deal. The seasons get longer. I think just monitoring like the body, it just becomes more of a challenge as you get older. When we were younger, injuries weren't really a thing. You just kind of go out, you barely even stretch, and you just play a 7:30 a.m. baseball game, and you might play 3 in a day, you might play more than that. So I think just with age and the injury side of things, it's just less likely to do. I think it helps knowing how I would pitch myself or how I would hit off myself, like what I would look for, and if a guy's similar to me in the batter's box or on the mound, I can kind of use that to my advantage to an extent, but they are their own thing to an extent, so I wanted to continue to try to develop both sides of the ball because I think I have tools on both sides of the ball, and I'm sure that narrowed it down for a lot of teams to not want me or want me more, and luckily the Mets were open to doing both, and it worked out on draft day. My agent called me and was just like, hey, the Mets, we have a pretty good idea it's going to be the Mets, probably a couple picks before, and it was me, my family, and my girlfriend, and my best buddy back home, so it was a pretty small group, just people that I've always been close with my whole life, so it was a cool moment. We were just sitting in the living room, just kind of hanging out, eating food, watching sports, and it was on day 2, so it wasn't like the big like broadcast of it, so we're just sitting around. I got the phone call, and then we got to just wait for my name to be called on the actual TV, so it was pretty sweet. I think the thing with baseball that I loved more than other sports were like the process of getting better. I loved the competition of basketball in high school and football and just actual competing side, but when it came to baseball, I loved the process of getting better and working on the nuances of the game. So it was a little bit of a challenge, having a little bit more time, and your body can only take so much of working on something, so that was kind of a big thing for me, was learning exactly how many reps I do need and not trying to overdo it just because I have more time on my hands. I think unfortunately sports are kind of going away from that. Kids are specializing, I think, too early. I think it helps me be able to adapt better now or pick up on things quicker just because I might have gotten into different movement patterns playing basketball or football that I wouldn't get into baseball, but I might need later down the road in baseball, and my body's a little bit more familiar with it than other people who've specialized in baseball their whole life. And I think just from like a younger side of things, I think it just increases the coordination in kids when they play multiple sports and figure out how to do different things and solve different problems. I think basketball, football, and then baseball helped me do a lot of that along the way.
Now you have the experience as a hitter, you have the experience as a pitcher. You know, when you close your eyes and you think about winning the World Series, would you rather hit a walk-off home run or be the guy who's on the bottom of the dog pile after you strike out the last guy?
I'd like to say both, I guess. Maybe a go-ahead home run and then finishing it off. I think the walk-off home run's got to be one of the cooler things in all of sports. But I mean, I don't know, when you get that final out in the World Series, it's got to be pretty sweet too. But a walk-off in the World Series, I think, is going to be tough to beat.
For sure.